Well, it's an honor to have you here, Republican women, you know, working at the grassroots level, and I'm honored to be, you know, here in the House and to be here with you today. I was the first woman elected to the 65th Legislative District, and it was a compliment to me to hear Todd say I'm the most conservative woman in the House. So that's a badge I wear proudly. This has always been one of the issues that I have taken a strong stand on. I am the prime sponsor of House Bill 51 regarding mandatory, what's the word? I just came from another meeting, so joining a union for public school teachers. You know, to me, right to work is really an issue about freedom and liberty. And employment should never have the condition of having to join a union to obtain a position, especially in the public sector. I believe that is absolutely wrong. I have a staff person who worked for our school district, and at that time she was a single mom and struggling, and she told me, she said, you know, I could have really used that union money that was taken out of my paycheck, but I didn't have a choice. She didn't feel that she had a choice, you know, to not pay those dues, because basically she was told, you don't join a union, you don't have a voice. So that is just absolutely wrong in my opinion. So I stand very strongly on right to work issues. Again, to me, it's about liberty, it's about freedom, and no one should be forced in our country to join anything, especially as a condition of employment. We should have the right to choose. If I want to join the Y, I make that choice. And I'm also a sponsor of paycheck protection. And I really wish that that was one bill that we could move forward in the House and the Senate. Again, it's a matter of why should we be paying somebody with public funds to deduct those dues from anyone's paycheck? If I want to join the Y, if I want to join any other organization, you know, I write that check out myself. I don't expect taxpayer dollars to be spent so that those dues are deducted. So I am a sponsor of that bill. That got me about 50 people in my office one day, and people picketing my office at home. But the picketers actually never made the press, and all the union people actually invited the paper in, which was a good thing, because, you know, I welcomed them in and talked to them and basically said the same thing I'm saying to you. This is an issue about liberty and freedom and individual rights in our country. And every time I hear the word collective bargaining, I know where that word collective came from. And it wasn't really in the United States. It comes from the communist philosophy. So when people are using words like collective and other words that you know, crop up in our language here in the United States, that's always a red flag. No offense to the red jackets, because that's not how I mean the word red. Right. And so that's always a flag to me when I start hearing words like collective bargaining. You know, our nation, again, was established on individual rights, individual freedom. So I applaud you, what you do at the grassroots level. Believe me, Republican women who are actually willing to take a stand on these issues, we need your support and we need your help. And that whole incident of all the unions gathering in my office really turned out to be a positive thing for me, I believe, because I was actually willing to sit down and talk in a very rational way with the PSCA, the AFL-CIO, the Teamsters, the IBEW, and everybody else. And so it really turned out as a positive thing for me. It's hard to argue against individual liberty and freedom, when you frame the question around individual liberty. And responsibility, individual responsibility. If you want to join an organization, take the time to write out your own check. Don't expect the Commonwealth and the taxpayers to pay for that. So I applaud you. I thank you for being here. And I see Representative Kaufman is here, and Senator Eichelberger. I will try and join you later in the day for your photo and out of the rotunda. So thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, where's the 56th? I'm taking
It's the
notes.
65th. I apologize.
Oh,
I should have said.
66.
And it's Warren Forest in McKean counties right now with redistricting, and I do have an opponent in the general election.
McKean
And
and
Warren.
Warren,
Warren.
McKean, and Forest counties.
Forest.
That'll change.
Okay.
I'll be losing McKean County and going into Crawford County. So that's the northwest, about 60 miles east of Erie.
Northwest. Oh,
Right up in the northern tier. I actually live about 15 miles from the New York State border. So
So
thank you.
later on this year, you'll be needing our help.
absolutely.
Okay.
My
Okay.
opponent is actually running on collective bargaining
Oh.
and a severance tax and all good stuff. So.